everybody. No. As you all know, my name is Susie Duff, and I am your 2019-2020 president. Thank you all for attending our 2020 version of the Cavalier Realtors 2021 installation of officers and directors. I ask you please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we ask that your spirit of wisdom, understanding, and power rest on each of our leaders here with us this evening. Help us to make righteous decisions and operate with justice and integrity throughout the coming year. Give us dreams and visions that exceed our expectations and provide us with resources we need to succeed. Lord, we ask that you bless those who mourn the passing of a loved one. May their memories become joyful with the comfort of your love. Lord, please bless the food we are about to receive, and we thank you for all of the blessings you have bestowed upon us. It's in your Son's name we pray. Amen. We will actually continue our program after dinner, so we've got a wonderful buffet set up, so yourself. So let's get this show started. It is my pleasure to recognize those special guests we have here with us this evening. First, I would like to recognize Jamie Winchester with the Real Estate Group, who will be installed this evening as your new president. Also here with us is Mike Oldenetto with RE/MAX Professionals. Pastor will be installed this evening as your president-elect.
No debate. More than once. Yeah.
We also have with us Deb Sarsity with the Real Estate Group, who will be installed this evening as your secretary. And of course, the special guest is my husband, past president, Ronald. I would also like to recognize CAR staff here with us. That would be Kathy Nicholson, who serves as our chief executive officer, and our MLS director, Kathy Banks. I'd like to recognize the past presidents here with us this evening. They are Nick Campo, Mike Fisher, Steve Myers. Unfortunately, Phil Strauss is unable to be with us. He's also the past president of the Illinois Realtors, Ron Duff, and Mike Oldenetto, who is a past president of Jacksonville Area Association of Realtors and also the Illinois Realtors. At this time, I would like to acknowledge and thank our sponsors. Their support enables us to make events such as this possible. Affiliate member Brad Dyer. This evening, Brad will be installed as the affiliate representative on our board. He is with CAR's Diamond sponsor, Town and Country Bank. Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
All of the CAR sponsors are shown on the little tent cards which are on your tables. Okay, well, Kathy, I'd like to invite you to the podium. Please. Can I sit down? Yes.
You're not going to cry, are you?
I got Kleenexes. If anybody cries, please that's me.
No, not crying. Okay. Okay. Wow, Susie, what a year. No one could have known a year ago what you were about to experience in 2020. None of us had any idea what was in store for us either. Despite the pandemic and the challenges it brought, you owned excellence. What are you? You encouraged members who were sheltering in place with their families to own excellence by earning NAR's certifications. You were instrumental in negotiating our pending merger with the Logan County Board of Realtors. You had the foresight to want something more for our 2020 award recipients and our members than just another Zoom meeting. Through your appointment of a talented production team and your personal involvement, were able to produce an amazing award video.
Or maybe the whale
And I'm going to step away from the script just to mention what Kathy Wagner said to me that night after our awards program. She said, wow, what a great way for Susan to end her year. And like, that's awesome. That's true. After everything we've been through, what a great way to end your year. Okay, you were the leader CAR members needed during a difficult year, and we can't thank you enough. Your leadership and support led us through the challenges we faced in 2020 to the end of your successful year. Please join me in thanking Susie for her leadership, service, and dedication to our great organization. Thank you, Susie.
Does she usually take pictures?
Oh, I've got to go back up there now? Oh, Lordy. Okay. Hold a moment. Okay, so at this time, the president would generally rehash the year to a lot larger group, as you know. But because of what is that Steve said, the corona and Lyme and crack virus, we have had to limit our event to the incoming and the outcoming board. Wait a minute. So, you were there. You voted on every motion coming from every committee. You know how we move this organization forward this year to better serve our members. Yes, we are in the middle of an incredibly interesting, unprecedented, and unpredictable time. You know the strength of anything a person, a company, an organization is measured. Here I go. How one fares under pressure, under unseen conditions and circumstances. And CAR, at the direction of our CEO, Kathy Nicholson, with her staff, did not waste a second in trying to figure out how to move forward, how to help us as real estate professionals do what we do in serving our clients. And for that, I am grateful. Thank you, Kathy Nicholson and Kathy Wagner, for all you did to keep things running. One thing that you guys probably didn't know, that while real estate was considered an essential service, our supporting association was not. I mean, they had to run under different rules than we got to run under. This didn't make any sense to me, but Kathy and her staff did what they needed to do to be there for all the members' needs. Once a year, past presidents gather to have lunch and reminisce about their days as president. Like the days when we had to show up at the board office for those MLS books, which I'm sure you've all seen, or pick up hot sheets, or pick up keys of real estate companies to show property. It's really quite enlightening to see how far we've come. Luckily, in the years to come, I will not only be talking about Corona and Lyme, as there were a few more highlights. I need another drink.
When Susie drinks, we all drink.
Do you know? Yeah, right?
Everybody take a drink from the president.
You get a little dry here. With the suggestion and under the leadership of Tracy Shaw, our social media task force committee was formed, and the Facebook members-only page was born. This avenue to communicate relevant and timely notices to our membership has proven to be really good. I'm sure you can all agree with that, especially over these past 7 months. I look forward to seeing where this goes, and I know she has some more to share in this endeavor. We've talked. Thank you, Tracy. And when Kathy got notice that Logan County Board of Realtors was considering merging with another nearby association, she got the ball rolling. And she started conversations with the AE and meetings between our leaders and their membership. And I want to thank Zach, Michael Hill, Mike Busher, for joining Kathy and me on a field trip to Lincoln one evening to discuss how they really do need to be a part of our awesome association, which will become a reality in January of 2021. And Zach, I think your testament and Mike's sealed the deal. I really do. Thank you.
Thank you.
And last but not least, the social committee met and thought that enough was enough. It was time to have some fun with the membership and finally announced the awards that were selected early in the year. In a voluntold sort of way, I kindly asked a few members of our committee if they were up for the challenge of putting together some way, somehow, a program to announce our winners. The culmination of that program we released on Tuesday, I hope all of you got to see. It was not only fun to put together and innovative in the way it was presented. I know it made you happy and proud to see what we did. She can tell you about that story later because it was kind of news to me. So anyway, it was a very good way to recognize some very worthy members and their accomplishments. I want to wrap up to thank you all as board members for your support and contribution to this organization, especially Nick, Jerry who couldn't make it, Jennifer who couldn't make it, and Jane who will be stepping off this year. I know you will continue your service in other capacities. I want to thank all the past presidents who offered their support, insights, and encouragement. Especially my husband. Who provided both solicited, I might add, and unsolicited.
Not Ron.
Well, you know Ron, come on.
Yeah.
He is a great way of allowing me to see the entire picture in a situation. Sometimes my lane is quite narrow. Let's see. And I would be remiss not to mention how nice it is to step on the property of Carr, to see the beautiful landscape and the refreshed interior. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Finally, I don't know who thought this was a good idea of putting one of my besties, Jamie Winchester, in the president-elect seat. But I commend you.
Fully important.
Everybody drink.
Really important.
Jamie, you know, at the top of my list is
That was a
right
correct
there. Like I said, I'm not sure if that was a good idea. Because of us, not because of Jamie, okay? On camera, not. Kim will actually enlighten you on our friendship and now how the three amigos, hold on here, the three amigos, as our fourth bestie, Stephanie Ferguson, got to move to Florida, who is actually a RE/MAX agent now down in Florida. But we were inseparable. So, and she wanted to be here tonight. Now she's still in Florida, so she can't be. But she goes, she asked him, bring fat Stephanie with you. So I did. Jamie, Mike, and the rest of the 2021 board have fun, moreover. I know that alongside Kathy, you will all continue to move this association forward with excellence. Sorry. I have had a blast. I know it doesn't look like I'm having fun, but I had fun in this endeavor, and I thank you for my opportunity to serve. At this time, it is my pleasure to welcome Miss Kimberly Elliott. She is today's mistress of our installation ceremony.
Since I heard that. I'm gonna put my glasses on and not look up because I can't look. Okay. The definition of friendship is a close association between two people marked by feelings of care, respect, admiration, concern, and even love. Jamie Winchester.
Can't hear you. Sorry.
Well, then turn off your Thinking back on my first impression of Jamie, we were at an awards banquet at Donnie Lee's. She had just given birth to her daughter, Katie, and at the time, she was quite the lightweight. The comedy was hilarious, Jamie was hilarious, and all I could think was, wow, she's funny. Once Jamie joined RE/MAX, I got to know her a lot better. We had all gone to a retreat in Decatur, and Jamie asked me to ride back to Springfield with me. On the drive, she told me that we needed to talk, and it sounded pretty serious. So being the weirdo that I am, I insisted that we sing Wicked by Devo as loud as we could. So we sang. After the song, she told me some things that were pretty upsetting, and that normally I would not have taken very well. However, as she was talking, all I could think was, wow, she didn't have to tell me any of this. I may have never known, but she had the courage and the integrity to be open and honest. In this world, that is a rare find. And it was at that time that I knew I was sitting next to one of my newest best friends. Jamie Packett was not born with silver spoon in her mouth. Most would say that her childhood was hard. Her stories and experiences on many occasions were less than desirable. In the simplest of terms, Jamie is a survivor. If you know her sisters and brother, or had the privilege of meeting her dad before he passed, you would see a crew that bonded over the commonality of tough times. If you know her brother and her sisters now, you know that the bond that was forged in tough times is now celebrated with success, laughter, and absolutely no boundaries. If you don't know Jamie well, you might think that she's a sweet gal with she's a sweet gal who has a work ethic like no other. While you might be correct, Jamie has some mad people skills, and she is a master negotiator. Susie always has been the angel on my right shoulder. Jamie, well, she sits on the other one, and I cannot begin to tell you how many times I got the head-shaking Susie look after I did something absolutely stupid because Jamie dared me to. Years ago, Jamie, Susie, and I thought it would be a great idea to plan a couples trip, even though our spouses had never met. This is how I first met Dan, Jamie's husband. Many would say he's a sweet guy and very quiet. This is not the Dan I met. He's super fun and super funny. The combo of our husbands at the time was crazy. We managed to laugh our way through so many vacations. Even after I was divorced, I was still part of the travel plans. Who would do that but true friends? All of them. Jamie's children, Jacob and Katie, are awesome kids because Jamie is a great mom. They have seen the challenges over the years, and with each twist and turn, Jamie faces it with grace and a kind heart. They are awesome because she is awesome. We have traveled to Mexico, Punta Cana, Las Vegas, Collinsville, Nashville, Florida, to name a few. This woman has seen me through 2 divorces. Was the first person I called when I found out I was going to have a baby. There to find out if it was a boy or a girl, threw me a baby shower, bachelorette party, and the list goes on. Jamie is a natural born leader with the ability to be level-headed in the toughest of situations. Jamie is smart, creative, innovative, and perfect for the role of our new president. At this time, I would ask that incoming President Jamie Winchester and outgoing President Susie Duff join me at the podium. As I call the remaining officers and directors' names, please join us. Okay. As I call the remaining officers and directors, please join us and form a line in front of the podium. Officers, Michael O'No, says the last. Deb Sarson, Secretary Treasurer. Directors with terms expiring in 2021, Tracy Shaw, Diane Tinsley, John Williams. Directors with terms expiring in 2022, Randy Aldridge, Dominic Campo, Steve Myers. Directors with terms expiring in 2023, Mike Busher, Phil Childs, Zach Shaw. Is there anybody left? Sorry. Incoming MLS chair, Steve Turner. Affiliate, committee chairman, Brad Dyer. West Central Chapter President, Bradley Dixon. He's nice.
Zach is representing the entire West Central.
Okay, that's
Well, he is.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to go. All right,
Where's
so,
Jay?
yes,
This is her speech.
in the position to, yeah, she's, okay, I'm like,
Still on
oh.
one side. That's fine.
In the position to which you have been elected, you assume the responsibility of leadership in the capital area of Realtors. Your actions and decisions must be guided by a deep and abiding concern for the welfare of members and the best interests of the public. To you, with this year comes a privilege of service to your peers and the tremendous satisfaction that comes through the investment of your time and your talent in the lives of others. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly and sincerely promise and swear that you will administer the office to which you have been elected to the best of your ability and judgment, in conformity with the bylaws and Constitution of the National Association of Realtors, that you will observe and enforce the Realtors Code of Ethics, that you will in all acts be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, and fair play, and in every manner possible endeavor to promote and safeguard the best interest of our association and the welfare of its membership. If you so promise, answer by saying, I do.
I do.
Now you may lower your hand. By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I do hereby proclaim each of you as duly elected and officially installed to the office to which you are elected. Congratulations! Down now, with the exception of Jamie. Jamie, Susie, Nick, Mike Busher, Steve, Phil, and Michael Miller. Come back, come back. Come back.
It's really about a 2-3.
Yeah, there's one.
I'd like to be hijacked to come up and join us as well. I just want to
Yeah, I was gonna say, there is an advantage on that.
Now the ordinary. Okay, we plan to continue the tradition, but we have several years. I will request the past president to go on the line in front of the podium. The most recent past president is Susie. Next should be Nick, then Mike Busher,
Well, Mike's
Steve.
gonna use his original.
Well, that's fine. I'll do what she says.
All right.
Yeah, you do what I
He
say.
was president twice.
Phil, well, you can jump. You can jump from one to the other. Phil, Rhonda, and Michael. I will hand the gavel. Find it. Here it is. I will hand this gavel to Michael Merrill and ask that each pass it to the past president next to him, and so on and so forth, until it reaches Susie Beck.
Are you hot, Randy? You can sit back here with us.
Score. You got a score
It's cold back there. It is.
on that game?
Yes.
Good guy.
I know where
Cubs
you
losing today? Yeah, Randy, you mean that. Did the Cubs lose today?
Yeah, you can go.
That's your
Cubs.
village, you'll ever know.
Ready? This passing of the gavel carries with its duties and responsibilities of the office to which you have been elected. I congratulate you, Realtor Jamie Winchester. It's supposed to be a pin now.
It is.
Oh, there it is. I'm blind.
I'll put you to work.
Do you want this one? All right. Also, before we're completely done, just so you know, your girls are your way girls.
Look at that.
All right. Yep. Now it's Jamie's turn to talk.
Got better.
Take a full glass.
Take a bath. We used to call it bath. Bring
One thing you learn is
I have some tough shoes to fill, right?
Thank you guys for coming. Before I begin, I would like to personally Oh, I gotta talk about her. Okay. When I spoke with Kathy about what I should say tonight, she said that everyone knows who I am as a realtor. So tell them about who you are as a person and why you decided to serve our association. Tim kind of shared a little bit of my story with you guys already. I don't think I could possibly do this without talking about my childhood and the experiences that have shaped who I am today. I grew up in Springfield and was raised by a single dad. He raised 3 girls, and you can only imagine the challenges of that. You might even say we were quite angels. Dad was a blue-collar construction worker and was one of the hardest working men I knew. He taught us to work hard, which we all did at a very young age. My first job was babysitting in a paper route at the young age of 12. If I wanted something, I had to earn it myself. He didn't have the ability to give us the extras that we wanted in life, even though I'm sure he wished he could. Our little family may have struggled, but my father loved us unconditionally. He made sure he did everything to provide the best life for us as possibly as he could. Unfortunately, due to circumstances out of his control, we lost our family home, which was devastating for him. Some of you may know, it wasn't great to sell a house in the 1980s. Anyway, I know he felt that he let us down. He could not have been more wrong. I really believe that my father's example and our humble upbringing and circumstances made me the person I am today and the backbone of my success. I won't change anything. It is my desire to give back and have the servant's heart that I inherited from my father. I'm passionate about giving back to the association as this profession has given me opportunities I never thought I'd have. Like raising a family where we didn't have to struggle financially and provide my children with educational opportunities that I didn't have. Now, don't get me wrong, I instill that work ethic in my children as well, and they are both going to school while working hard to get the extras out of life. My husband and I are very proud of both our children, Jacob, who is 12 years old, and my daughter, who is 18, and we love them with all of our hearts. Concerning this coming year, if there is one thing that 2020 has taught us in life and business, it's all full of unexpected changes. And while that is true, one thing always remains the same, and that is we are all striving to provide the highest level of service and excellence to our buyers and sellers. In addition, I believe we all strive to be servant leaders by volunteering in our association and the communities in which we live. Recently, I was challenged by something I read, which is take charge, do something, get involved, sacrifice. This is why I wanted to serve you as president. So, I look forward to working with all of you over the next year as we continue to grow both personally and in each other's business lives. After all, we're stronger together. Thank you.
Oh, I forgot to record. Can you do that
There's nothing left. There's no more notes. So,
Another Corona.
thank you for coming. She's from the show now, guys.
First director.
I forgot my line.
We all got suckered into that.
So the party continues. Now we're celebrating Jamie.
And I do have a gift for Susie, but that's a long story. Her husband can attest that we had earlier plans that we changed, so
I don't
It's
need a
all
gift.
good.
it's all good. It's just not tonight.
Is it a puppy?
This is itself. This is for it. We can. Get your coat on there.
Brad and I, a lot of you don't know, we do a kind of a tag team, what do you call it, break dancing. We have our
Break dancing,
cardboard
break dancing.
baby powder.
That's what you call it, break dancing.
Break dancing, is that what it is?
Break it out. Get the cardboard.
Yeah, you gotta get the cardboard out there.
I'm gonna need to go to the bar first.
Or Maybe a couple trips. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I don't think we really